It makes no sense, either social or economic, to spend that whole sum of money in revamping, so to speak.
Matthew Issakure's reaction is just one of almost every Nigerian, following news reports that $1.5 billion has been approved for the rehabilitation of the Portharcout refining company. The refinery is Nigeria's biggest, with a capacity of 210,000 barrels per day and 10,000 million liters of premium motor spirit per day. The NNPC says its last turnaround maintenance was in 2000, 21 years ago, a reason it says justifies the latest rehabilitation approval.
Of maintaining this refinery in the past 20-25 years for very many reasons. Cheaply to say that for the new Portharcout refinery, the last effective turnaround maintenance was done about 21 years ago, and it wasn't done well. And we are seeing the result of that, clearly a job that was not well executed, that is showing up in the performance of the refinery.
Currently, the country's 3 refineries located in Portharcout, Kaduna and Warri have all been shut down. The move by the federal government to commit $1.5 billion to rehabilitate the Portharcout refinery is not the first attempt at fixing Nigeria's refineries. In August 2012, after a massive protest by Labour over the removal of fuel subsidy, the federal government set up a special task force to carry out a forensic study of all NNPC refineries and the related facilities connected to the refining industry. Amongst the 22-man committee was engineer Alexander Ogedebe, a former managing director of Portharcout Refining Company Limited.
So why the refineries are what they are is because of the government ownership structure and business model, which have failed to adequately provide for the safe and efficient performance of the refineries.
The committee's report submitted to the government of the day highlighted the need for government to relinquish majority shareholding to a competent and resourceful private sector company or consortium to partly own and operate each of the NNPC refineries efficiently, profitably, and sustainably. It also recommended that the government should completely deregulate the pricing of all petroleum products, including PMS.
Less we do what the report says to privatize. In other words, government should relinquish majority shareholding so that another company, a private company with experience in refining and resources, can take over and run the refineries, and government can get their dividend or whatever fraction of the equity they have.
Engineer Alex could not find a rationale for the recent decision to rehabilitate the refinery to the tune of $1.5 billion.
Where this refinery, again, with this large sum of money, and going back to the same mode of trying to run it, I think it's ill-advised. And I don't know the details, but whatever the details are, even if we succeed in repairing this refinery within 18 months, using the contractors they have chosen, we are going to be back to square one with the management and management procedures and bureaucratic procedures.
For Professor of Petroleum Economics Wumi Iladere, rehabilitating the Portharcout refinery is a good decision, but with a caveat.
Let the government let go the political aspect of governing NNPC and hold them accountable as to whether they pay dividend or they don't pay dividend. You are going to concession it, and at the end of it, NNPC staff will be running it.
The NNPC has explained that the rehabilitation of the 210,000 barrels per day capacity Portharcout refinery is a worthy undertaking embarked upon after diligent consideration and a strict adherence to industry-based standards.
It is a project that is highly needed for the development of the nation.
On the financing for the project, the NNPC GMD said that African Export-Import Bank, as a reliable lender, has agreed to raise $1 billion while the corporation is providing the balance, a reason some feel they should be held accountable, not the minister, who is a political appointee.
Afrexim and banks of business, they don't go into businesses that they are not sure a return will come back from it. And part of the arrangement we have for this loan is for the loan to be repaid from the operations and the proceeds of this plant.
At a time when the country is battling massive budget deficit with competing demands, the economic cost of spending such humongous amounts in an attempt to fix a near obsolete structure is something many are yet to come to terms with, especially after billions spent in the past 4 terms has yielded no progress. Hopefully, this will be different.